I get to make tomatillo salsa today because I had some tomatillos volunteer at the edge of my garden. This is a kind of fun recipe. It's one that actually my husband loves. It's very much like a salsa verde kind of taste to it. But the first time I made it, I tried it right afterwards and it didn't taste good. I thought, oh, this is disgusting. I'm just going to throw this out. It really wasn't a great flavor in my opinion. But I kept it, and then a couple weeks later, my husband went ahead and opened a jar, and he was raving about how good it was and how much he liked it on our enchiladas. And so I went ahead and gave it another go, and lo and behold, tasted great. So don't eat it right away. Give it some time to age, and then it'll be fabulous. I husked and diced up my tomatillos. Some of these were kind of on the smaller side because they were just volunteers, but they're still good. I diced up my onions and my red peppers and my jalapeno peppers. Now, I didn't wear gloves, but it would probably be a good idea to wear some while you're doing it. I have to admit I've got a little hot spot on my face where I touched and wasn't thinking about it. I also cut my fresh cilantro. This recipe is really pretty simple. You just combine all your ingredients and then bring it to a simmer for 10 minutes. So those ingredients are 11 cups of tomatillos, 2 medium onions, 1 cup of red sweet peppers, 1 cup of hot peppers, in this case I did jalapeno, 1 cup of white vinegar, half a cup of lemon juice, 1/4 of a cup of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of cilantro, 2 tablespoons of coriander, 2 tablespoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chipotle pepper powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. I then give it a good mix and put it on the stove. Once it comes up to a simmer, I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. Now it's time for me to put the salsa in hot jars. For these, I'm doing pint-sized jars today. I like to use a jar funnel because it makes it a little bit cleaner. I just ladle the salsa in until it gets up to a 1/2 inch of headspace. That's the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. I then use a damp washcloth to clean the rim of the jar. This is just to prevent anything from interfering with the seal. I then apply the lid and ring fingertip tight. If it's on too tight, then it won't be able to release any air, which is important to create that vacuum for sealing it. The next step is to place the full jars in a boiling water bath with the water 1 to 2 inches above the top. Once the water begins to boil, I'll set my timer for 15 minutes if I was at sea level, but because I'm at 1,200 feet, I'll set it for 20 minutes. It's a good idea to know what your elevation is so that you can adjust the time based on that. Once the timer goes off, I'll remove the lid, turn off the heat, and allow it to cool down for 5 minutes before removing the jars and placing them on a towel on the counter. I leave them undisturbed on the counter for about 24 hours. This gives them a chance to cool down and for the seal to become really strong. Then tomorrow I'll take the rings off, put these in hot soapy water, and wash off the outside. I especially make sure that I get right along the thread area. Now I already know that these flavors need some time to mellow together, so I'm not going to taste test the one we just made. Instead, I'm going to taste test the one that I made during the last season. So let's see, get a little bit of everything. Okay, so it's spicy from the jalapeno, that makes sense. And it has that salsa verde kind of flavor going on. I really like the bits of garlic in it and the onion. This one is actually one of my favorite things to do on like a chimichanga or an enchilada. My husband really loves it.